Hey there. So you've sent me a request that you want to know what to do and why all this is happening. And I believe that I've explained that before. Like I've said, my request has been firm and unchanged, and I've reiterated it uh, several times. And you know that this isn't really the main issue, but I put a lot of effort into trying to get all of the family involved, or your relationships, your family, to get into counseling to kind of heal some of the problems that we have. A lot of those were centered around you and your relationships because our own family didn't want to deal with you anymore, didn't want to communicate with you, didn't want to have you on social media, didn't want to invite you to family gatherings, didn't know what you were going to do or say or how you were going to act or embarrass people, or you'd offended everybody in the family at some point or another, and everybody was just kind of done. And I was the person who kind of stood up and said, look, Vicki is family, and she's, this isn't going to heal by having that kind of perspective. We need some counseling. We need somebody who knows what they're doing. I had to work for weeks on people in our family to get them to agree to this, because most absolutely said no at first. They didn't want to. They didn't want the grief. They didn't want to go through the turmoil of it. It wasn't worth it. They were done. And I worked on everybody for a long time to get them to agree, to give me a chance to try to find somebody to fix all of this. We needed a very top-notch professional family counselor, and it took me a little while to find Dr. Nagel. That I needed somebody that would have kind of credibility with mom and dad, somebody kind of a older person with a little bit of silver in their hair, and somebody who had the right disposition and demeanor, just for all of the situation that we had. And then finally I had to find somebody who was actually willing to take this kind of weird situation, because it involved a lot of people, and that's what most family therapists are. They're used to one-on-one relationships, or maybe couples, or maybe a small nucleus of a family, not anything like this. But anyway, Dr. Nagel understood the situation, and I felt like he just had the right personality and demeanor for this. And everybody went through their kind of grief one-on-one with him, and explaining all of the hurt and the things that you've done over the years, and he'd absorbed all of that and was kind of prepared to start healing relationships. You went through your session with him, and then when it was time for you to go back, you didn't want to go back. You didn't want to face that, so you blew it all up, and blamed me on it, made a whole bunch of false accusations, demanded that I apologize to you, and if I didn't, that you weren't speaking to me until the words "I'm sorry" came out of my mouth. And I just said, fine, you can turn that around 180 degrees, point it right back at yourself, because I hadn't done anything at all to apologize for. I mean, that's not being naive. Can be self-reflective, but the reality of it is just a fair assessment. There's nothing for me to apologize for. So, I had to deal with a lot of your false accusations that were hurtful. You said that I was scheming and conniving. You said that I was trying to turn the family against you. You said that I was trying to get you cut out of the will. You said that I was trying to get you committed to an asylum. Then you called me a liar and an asshole. And then you escalated all of that even higher by bringing my divorce into the situation. Um, and each time that you wanted to reconcile the situation, it was interesting that you always said that I needed to apologize. Or you would send me a Disney video of from Frozen, saying that I needed to just let it all go. Or you would attack my Christianity or my Christian faith, and say, "Aren't you supposed to be some big Christian? Why, blah blah blah?" And then, or you would send me some scripture, uh, and the problem is that in all of that, none of those actually have you taking ownership of your words and your false accusations. So my request hasn't changed. It's always been the same, that you're going to have to own up to your words and you're going to have to apologize for what you said. Um, and balls in your court. And yeah, I drew a red line in sand on it, and I've stood by it for a couple of years now. So that's it.